sweetheart. Hey everybody, Anthony here, SpecialtyMotorcars.net. Got another nice treat to bring you this week, folks. A 2006 Mercury Grand Marquis. That's Grand Marquis for those who say it fast. Anyways, this is a two-owner car that I kind of have a little bit of a back history with. So I'll dive into it real quick. As some of you may or may not know, I used to work for an independent used car dealer. I worked there for 15 years. Back then, I started at the bottom. I was a lot boy for a while. I then went into sales. Then I went into buying, and then I was the manager and all this other good stuff. So that's where I learned, I guess, my ropes. But before I even started there, before I worked there for 15 years, I was buying and selling cars on the side. And I bought and sold cars like this, Lincoln Town cars. I remember the first car I sold was a Town car. Anyways, I'm getting off subject. What brings me back to those dealership days is I sold this car to the folks that I sold it to back when I worked at that dealership. One of the things we were kind of known for, because of me, were these big mom and pop Grand Marquis, Town cars, stuff like that. And I'd buy them and ship them up from Florida, Texas, wherever. This car came up out of Texas, Port Charlotte, if I remember right. I sold to a sweet couple in town that I worked in. They traded in a 1989 Cadillac Brougham d'Elegance that I did not sell them, but we, the dealership I worked at, sold them like 20 years before. They absolutely loved it, but it was really definitely time to upgrade. So I sold them this car, I believe, back in like 2013. And when I sold it to them, they traded in their Brougham. And this car, I believe, had 73-ish thousand miles on it. They didn't really put a lot of miles on this car. Unfortunately, the husband passed away only a few years after buying it, and the wife didn't really go very far by herself. So the car didn't, travel far, but was used on a daily or weekly basis to, do errands and stuff like that. So unfortunately, she passed away just a few months ago, and her kids reached out to me asking me if I'd be interested in buying this car back. And normally I probably wouldn't buy a car with 89,000 miles, which is what this car has today. But I remember the car. I remember it was a Florida car. It was a very clean car. So I said, hey, why not? Anyways, here it is. It's finished in kind of like an ash gray. I don't know, very odd color. It does have a few little nicks and scratches and stuff like that. You can see a few little things, the scratch on the hood right there. Light superficial stuff. A little bit of a rub mark on the side of the bumper here. Some chips and bug marks on the front bumper. Nothing crazy. Again, it's gotten almost 90,000 miles. When I sold it to them, I had put brand new white walls on it, but they were date coded from 13, so I put another fresh set of brand new white walls. Did four-wheel brakes, front and back, pads and rotors, upper control arms with ball joints on both sides, AC accumulator, whole 9 yards, all replaced, and got this car right up to par. A little bit of a scuff right on that molding right there. A couple little minor things on the mirror. Glass is in nice shape. Roof is in nice shape. It does have a padded vinyl top, kind of like a cream color, which matches the inside nicely. And then you can see the windows are tinted. Obviously, they were like that when I got this car out of Florida, and they kept it like that, even though technically it's illegal in our state to have windows tinted. A little bit of a scuff mark on the door there. It's got the chrome wheel lip moldings. Factory chrome Mercury wheels, which are pretty cool. Very rare and really give this car a nice little flair. You can see through the wheel there. Brand new rotors, brand new pads, 4 brand new tires. This is the goofiest thing I've ever seen in my life. This is a lock that the previous, not the people I sold it to, the previous owner had installed to lock the gas door. It does actually work. I got the key. I'll show you that in a minute. A little bit of tar kick up on the bottom of the bumper there. Got a nice double painted pinstripe. A couple little scratches right here, right on the top of the quarter panel. You know, very minor impressions. This is a daily driver type car. You know, couple minor grandma scuffs on the bumper and stuff like that. Lenses are all in nice shape. I believe, yep, right here. Had a little bit of a chip in the paint. I touched that up. I have the bottle of touch-up paint in the car. Now you can see a few little light scratches here and there. The car presents well, looks very nice, and you know, shows the part. It's a good daily driver for someone to get in, have a nice looking car, rust free, you know, but a few little scratches here and there. You know, I'm not trying to pick the car apart, but you know, it's a $6,000 car basically. A little bit of kind of like a mold on the top. I did try to scrub it off. It's really only on this side. The top of it is in nice shape, and the other side's in nice shape. The seam's in nice shape. It's got all the stainless trim, chrome wheel lip moldings. Again, another new tire, brand new brakes. This is an LS package, not the LS Ultimate. The LS Ultimate would have come with a wood wheel, little minor scratch right there, a wood wheel, I think digital gauges and stuff like that. Roof is in nice shape. It's got the stainless band that goes across. It's kind of a cool top. I do not believe these lights work. Probably dealer install. Well, definitely dealer install. What am I talking about? Another nice wheel, but I mean the wheels have no pitting in the pockets. Brand new white wall tires, like I said. A couple little chip there and a little chip there. Hood's in pretty nice shape. You know, a few little minor scratches. Lenses look good. It does have the factory fog lights. You know, very presentable, very nice car. I guess I already just gave away the price. The price of the car is going to be $59.95. I usually wait till the end or put it in the description, but there you have it. So let me open it up. We're going to take a look inside, and then we're going to take this Grand Marquis for a ride. 6 Grand Marquis. So one of the reasons why they bought this car was because they were getting out of an 89 Brougham. And what do you put, you know, an elderly couple in after taking them out of a 1989 Cadillac Brougham? You know, a Grand Marquis, a town car, something like that. That's what they were looking for. But you can see inside all the jams is nice and clean. It's got kind of like a beige-ish cashmere leather interior. Bottom of the door is nice and clean. You know, power windows, power locks. The LS comes with dual power seats. The Ultimates, I believe, had the heated seat option. Carpeting is in nice shape. All the door sills, leather interior. Shows very well. All the wood trim. It does have the power adjustable foot pedals, traction control, automatic headlamps, leather wrapped wheel. We'll get back in there in just a minute. Get inside the door jamb. Nice and clean. It's kind of funny how Mercury, they did away with the ashtrays that popped open. These are kind of just like fixed lids, but you knew what was there before back in the 90s, because they really haven't changed the layout of the door panels much. You know, this car, it's crazy how Ford really didn't change these cars at all. From like 92, I think, all the way up till 2011. See there in the back seat. Pull this down. Cup holder in the middle. It has the Lincoln Town Car swivel style lights in the back. You know, they shared so many parts, but you know, like the door panels and stuff, the pull knobs, even these door handles. You know, this is the same door handle. This is the same door as a 92 Grand Marquis. So, you know, Mercury knew, Ford knew, I guess you should say, who they were selling cars to, and knew that the people that bought them didn't like change, didn't want change. And they still gobbled these things up. They just needed newer ones. Clean inside there. All that artificial wood. Back seat's in nice shape. All the headliner is in nice shape. Inside the door here. Again, all inside the jamb. Jamb is nice and clean. Threshold. You know, the layout of the dash really didn't change much. Kind of updated it here and there. Passenger seat shows nicely. And that's the interior. Folks, I want to show you in the trunk and under the hood of this Grand Marquis, but I also like to show you my key setup here. I do have all 3 keys, the 2 original black keys, the valet key, and then this is the key for the locking gas cap. I have 2 of those, 2 remotes as well. We'll start this car up. You can see it's got partial digital up on the top there. A little bit of a kind of like a hazing effect on the lens of the instrument cluster. I do have all the books, you know, the warranty manual and stuff like that. All that stuff does come with it. Ice cold air. We just had the AC serviced. I replaced the accumulator. Trunk. Replaced the accumulator and then filled it up. These are very common. If you have a town car of this vintage, 03 and up, the Grand Marquis 03 and up, same as, you know, the Crown Vics as well. If you have an AC problem and it's taken a charge, but it loses its charge over a very short period of time, I would almost bet money that it's the AC accumulator. I'll show you where that is. So that guy down there, that's the AC accumulator. It's a metal can, essentially. And usually they were up here. On the older versions of the Grand Marquis, they were up here protected. When they put them down there, Ford tried to protect them by putting them in a plastic casing. I don't know if you can really see it. Let me come around here. Anyways, it's a metal can, and Ford put it in a plastic casing. The problem with that is, even though this is a Florida car, it sweats. The can sweats. So the sweat accumulates in the can. There is a little weep hole, but if it gets clogged up with dirt and debris, I mean, you can see how low it is there. It gets clogged up with dirt and debris, or just whatever foam that they have in there gets clogged up. It holds it and it rots it away. So the can essentially rots, and that's where it loses all its freon. But anyways, just a little tidbit. If you have this vintage Panther, that's probably what it is. You can see all the plastics are in nice shape. You know, even inside the engine bay is pretty clean. Very light surface rust, just starting on a few components, but all the brake lines are really clean. You know, this is a really clean, presentable car. Come around this side. Really in nice shape. And then there's that accumulator. And you can actually see it sweating right there. You know, so give that 10 years or so or more. You know, especially in Florida where they use air conditioning all the time, it's only a matter of time before that rots out. It was a good idea. I don't know why they routed it or you know, placed it in a different spot. Whoops. But it was kind of a stupid idea at the same time. I don't have the factory floor mats. It has this set of aftermarket rubber floor mats. And then you can see up here I have a small spare. There's my plate. This car is an LS, but it does not have the air suspension. And the Grand Marquis did not come with a power pull down. But I'm going to put my plate on it, and we're going to take this car for a ride. Before we get into a road test, I just wanted to point out 2 other minor imperfections that I noticed on this car. You can see here, it's just a little check in the paint. And if you come around on the other side, I believe on this door here, you can see a little bit as well. I believe that's just a little bit of rust just starting right on the lip of that roof. All right, we're behind the wheel of the Grand Marquis. We're going to take this car for a spin here. You can see it's got all the digital display. You can see my hand there. I burned the shit out of my hand a couple days ago, taking a radiator cap off of a car, and hot coolant came spewing all over me. I burned both of my hands. But it does have AM, FM, CD here. All the radio, the AC, like I said, ice cold. All the windows work perfectly. Away we go. Has automatic headlamps, and the fog lights on these cars, if you pull out, that's what turns the fog lights on or initiates the fog lights to come on these. I think I can go out this way. So this is a 2006 Mercury Grand Marquis. It is an LS, not an LS Ultimate. Like I said in the previous part of this video, I believe the Ultimate package would have put a wood steering wheel in here. I may be mistaken on that. And I think they had digital gauges and then heated seats. And also I want to say air suspension. So it's just a few differences. But obviously the LS is above the GS trim package, where your GS's would have had cloth interior, only a driver's side power seat, and usually hubcaps instead of the alloys. This has got the upgraded chrome alloys, which is kind of neat. Gives it a nice curb appearance. But you can see here, nice and quiet, 6-passenger, you know, full-size sedan. Power seats work. You know, air works, lights work, everything really works in the car. You know, it's got higher mileage than I would normally have, but like I said, these folks were customers of mine, so there's the mileage right there. 89,791 miles, just about ready to click 90,000, but fully serviced. We went through it. It's got a fresh oil change. The folks that bought it from us, they had it serviced at the local Lincoln Mercury dealer. And like I said, I did 4 tires, pads and rotors front and rear, so all new brakes, new upper ball joints on both sides with control arm assemblies, the new AC accumulator, AC service, and she's ready to go. So any questions, give me a call, 978-930-1004. Check out my website, specialtymotorcars.net. It shows the most active listings of inventory that I have for sale under my current inventory. Anything in my sold page obviously is sold, but that's a good spot to see if cars are still available or not. You can also check me out on Instagram, Specialty Motorcars NH, and on Facebook. I do a lot of live updates and, you know, sneak peeks on my other social media platforms. $59.95 is the price of this car. I can help you get it shipped directly to you. Like I always say, don't let distance stop you from getting a dream car in your driveway. I can help you with shipping. You pay my actual cost, so you're almost getting a wholesale cost on shipping, where I don't charge any broker fees or anything like that. So you pay my cost, we'll get it shipped right to your door. If you have any questions, my name is Anthony, 978-930-1004. Appreciate you watching, and we'll talk to you on the next one.